So here come the Dolphins now as they get set to take over on offense. And a look at a guy, definitely got a little razzle-dazzle to him. Can do it with his arm or his legs. Their mobile QB.
And I like what his head coach told us about him this week, that no matter what happens, whether he throws 7 interceptions or 7 touchdown passes, he's the same assertive leader in the huddle on each and every play. He can throw the 7 interceptions, just blame the football, blame anything else, and still carry himself like he is the man.
It's like you, assertive in our production meetings.
Well, especially when we're talking about ordering dinner, ordering some snacks.
I was just going to say.
That's where I go.
Unable to corral him, he fights through. It's a big play there for Miami. 66 yards. Nothing fancy there, a little smash-mouth football right up the gut on the dive, and it turns into a huge play.
You talk about the fastest way to the secondary. Right up the gut as you described, and sprinted into the secondary for a long, long run.
Complete to Kelly. And he'll be brought down this time at the 5-yard line. Able to get 7 on that first down pass play. 2nd and 3. Now a first carry for Dion Lewis. And he is in. Touchdown, Miami. A 5-yard touchdown run as his guys are on the board here in this first quarter. Solid job up front. Really just a solid job all the way around to get that one in.
That was well executed, wasn't it? Well blocked, well run. End result, 6 points.
Touchdown. Elliott good with a PAT. And we are tied at 7. Each team's had it. Each team has scored. 7-7 here as the kick's away. That's fielded in the end zone. And he will be brought down here at about the 17-yard line. And now back out comes the offense. I guess you could say they're kind of fortunate to be in the position that they're in, able to host as a division champ, because it's really one of the weakest divisions in the NFL.
And there's often the discussion every time, right, that 4th seed, should they actually be hosting? Because sometimes it turns out that division winner has a lesser record than wild card teams that get in, and some people think that'd be a more fair way of doing things. But I got to tell you, I personally like it. The winning a division title, I don't care what the division, how it's ranked, it still means something to me, and I like the fact that they get to host.
I think that that's the reason you have the divisions. If you didn't just stack them all up and take the best 6 records. But, oh, a ball batted in the air, and now it's intercepted. It's the former Seahawk, Richard Sherman, and they are going to set up shop at the 40-yard line.
The previous play is under review.
Ready.
Now they try the right side here, and that'll hurt the average a bit as this time they're able to get him behind the line. That's going to go as a loss of 1 on first down. A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11. 2nd and 11. Over the middle, complete. That's Kelly. And they'll get 9 there as that sets them up better for third down.
As a passer, you're always trying to find that open window to throw the ball downfield. How about this one? Right in the middle of the field, right in the heart of a defense.
Now back to throw. And that's knocked away and incomplete.
Perhaps they overthought this one a little bit. They've been running it real well on this drive, and it was 3rd and short, okay? They decided to throw the football incomplete. Yeah, they might have thought just a little bit too hard about that play selection.
They got the interception, but very little movement after, and that forces them to settle for 3. And it does feel like settling when that happens, doesn't it?
It certainly does, but we got to give a lot of credit where it's due, and that's to the defense because they ran onto the field. It's what we call sudden change, right? Interception, you got to go put out the fire, and they did, holding them to a field goal.
Here comes the field general leading his offense back out there for the next possession. He'll look to shake off the interception on the opening drive. He should at least be comforted that it resulted in 3, not 6.
And if I were him, I would be the guy all the way out on the field greeting my defense now, saying thanks a lot. You held them to a field goal after I turned it over. That's a big defensive stand for them. He needs to go out now and make up for what he did on the first drive.
After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. 2nd and 10. Now they go screen. It's complete. And he's going to get this one across the 30-yard line. The Jags picking up the first down there, a gain of 12. Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. They'll run it now out of the gun. Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9. Now a stoppage here as it looks like we've got a Dolphin shaken up on the play. While the training staff works on him, we'll step aside and be right back. Flush to his right. It's hauled in by Brandon Cooks. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. His first catch of this wild card game, and it's good for a first down.
We talk about mobility on quarterbacks all the time. Here's where it really pays off. Able to move, evade, and is accurate throwing on the run and picking up a first down.
Damon Harrison, the one on the stop.
One thing to keep in mind, partner, especially in the second half, when you've got a running back of this size, of these dimensions, I can just tell you, attrition does set in for a defense because you're excited about hitting him in the first half. Maybe not so much in the second half, and some of these shorter gains turn into bigger runs later.
That's a staple of this offense. Drag route to the tight end.
Yeah, he's unable to use his size to break off much more yardage after the catch, but still an effective gain nonetheless.
Buying time to his left. Maybe not exactly what they had in mind, but that scramble good for 6 and a first down.
That's something you have to be aware of as a defense and have to find a way to account for him. And if you're not going to use a spy, you're telling your guys to keep your eyes on him because when he breaks out and makes plays like that, all it does is hurt you.
And now a fumble. The ball's out. And this is picked up by the Dolphins. And his guys are going to take over at the 21-yard line. The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. And they're not going to play this conservative, I don't think. They had the field goal last time, and they're up, but they're looking to put a drive in the end zone.
No, I agree with you totally. No one goes out on the field and says, all right, let's just settle for 3, except in certain situations, trying to ice a game, that sort of deal. Most of the time, it's end zone, and that's what you're thinking, and I believe that's exactly what they're thinking as they begin this one.
Yeah, no quarterback ever goes out there saying, hey, let's get 3, right?
Not one that I've ever met.
The big play to start him out has him at the 45 already. And to give this time to the tailback. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. Tackle made there by Myles Garrett. There you see the starters defensively for Jacksonville. They were fantastic a week ago in the win over Houston.
They held them to just 7 points, and in reviewing the game tape, I'm wondering how they got the 7. I actually wrote a note to myself. How did they even score? The way they were playing, absolutely dominating on their side of the ball.
Now a handoff here to his running back. And he's going to take this across midfield into Jacksonville territory.
Let's go, let's go, let's go.
Out of the gun now on 3rd down. Looking for his running back, and he's got him. And he will be very close to a 1st down, but I see the closed fist of the referee, and that means 4th down. And this one is no good. He missed it. And this score will stay right where it is.
Well, this winds up an empty possession. Everything looked okay. He just never got the ball on target. And knowing him, he'll be disappointed with that effort.
Now a play fake here on 1st down. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. And he's going to be taken down here with a penalty flag on the field. That's a good chunk of yardage. It's going to be canceled out.
And we always talk about hidden yardage in a game. That's going to count as that because now it doesn't go on the books, but now they have to make that up again, don't they?
Throwing on 1st down, but this one winds up to be incomplete. So they'll come up after the incompletion for 2nd down. Now a give, right side. Perry. They get 2 yards back, but they're going to need a lot more than that here on 3rd down. Dolphins bring on an extra defensive back on 3rd down. From the gun, Long. He's going to fire one deep, middle of the field. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked off down at the 10, and he's going to get this one to the 23-yard line.
When a team's turned it over 3 times in the first half, we just look at the offense and say, guys, what are you doing? But instead, we really should be looking at the defense. They've created the takeaways. 2 interceptions, 1 caused fumble. They played awfully well swarming to the ball here in the first half.
Throwing to start the drive, but that one incomplete. Once again, they'll go from the 23-yard line on 2nd and 10. The draw play here, Lewis. 2nd down, a little more productive than 1st. 7 yards on the gain. It gets him to 3rd and 3 now. They'll try to run for it, Lewis. And he gets it to the 34, good enough for the 1st. It's a 1st down following a gain of 3. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10.
1st down, Miami.
Looking to throw. It's a short one here, complete to his tight end. No gain there on the completion, 2nd and 10. Had the completed pass, but for no gain, stopped right at the line, so it's 2nd and 10. A 2nd down run with Lewis. And not even back to the line of scrimmage this time as they're on him quickly once more. This will be a 2-yard loss on the play. And that's going to lead to a 3rd and 12. Ready for the 2nd quarter, and it's our visitors with the football. 10-7 our score after 1 right here on EA Sports. Back to throw. He's going to launch this thing way downfield. And it's incomplete. Both players had a shot at that one. Neither can get it, and it brings up 4th down.
And based on my math, they've only converted 1 time thus far in this game, so you can see the frustration starting to come out a little bit. 3rd downs, they've been a problem for them all game. They've got to start becoming solutions.
Touchdown, Jaguars! Almost the full length of the field, a 90-yard punt return. And once again, the Jaguars are back out in front.
Partner, the old rules about not fielding punts inside your own 10, those things are way out the window, aren't they?
Yeah, they say we'll put your heels on the 10-yard line, but when you return it, maybe your coach doesn't say anything to you, right?
Yeah, I think a lot of special teams coach, if they've got a special guy, they'll say, yeah, okay, you can go to the 8. But this one, he really had some guts.
The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. They punted last time they had it. What steps, Charles, you think they have to take to make sure they don't do that again?
Well, let's just go to the football 101, the trade expression 101. Win first down. Make 5, 6, 7 yards on first down and make it a 2nd and 3.
And he'll take this into the end zone for a Dolphins touchdown. A big play there. 75 yards. And the Dolphins are once again going to retake the lead. They talked about stringing together some explosive plays here in the playoffs. That was a pretty explosive play.
It certainly was. And if you're going to win on the road, it certainly helps to have big playability in your hip pocket, doesn't it?
This will be fielded at the 8. And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28-yard line.
Come on, baby, let's go. Get inside. Let's go.
The Jacksonville offense set to begin their next drive. They've shown precious little here offensively thus far as they try again with a first down now. A running play on first down, and it turns into a fight just to get back to the line of scrimmage. Call it no gain on the play, and it'll be second down. On second down now, it's Perry, and they're able to get this one across the 35. 10 yards there, good enough for a Jags first down.
Exactly what they needed right there, because they needed to use the ground game to take some pressure off, because the quarterback's been struggling a little bit.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. Back to throw. Long. Throwing left side here, and it's complete. And he'll work it across midfield inside the 45. Another big gainer that time. This one goes for 19 yards. So now 1st and 10 as they've crossed into Miami territory at the 43. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he's dropped right at the 40. Gain of 3.
Not much happening there on first down.
I thought there might have been a hole for a split second.
Yeah, but it dried up pretty quickly, didn't it? Closed fast.
Long, looking to throw on second down. And he's going to get it down to the 33-yard line here. Long now, throwing on first down. Got his man complete over the middle. It's Franklin. A good pickup there, 8 yards on the first down completion. Facing a 2nd and 2 after that last catch, good for 8 yards. And on this one, he'll get to the 15, right at the 15-yard line. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down.
Well, if you're going to run the read option, typically, you've got to keep an eye on the defensive end.
And what does that mean? What are you looking for with a defensive end?
Well, you want to play off of what he does. If he collapses inside towards the running back, then you pull it and take it yourself outside in. If he stays outside, you go ahead and leave it with the running back. In this case, pulled it and got good yardage himself.
Now here's a pass on first down that's knocked away and incomplete. So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on first down. And he'll give it here to his running back. And able to get him down, but he does reach the 5. It's a 10-yard gain there to set him up 1st and goal. Looking to throw. Long. Forced out to his left. And he's got it. He'll get only 2 there, and it's 2nd and goal.
And that's why you do all the drills that you do from the quarterback position, because you're not going to just throw to your strength. The right-handed quarterback naturally will want to move to the right side to throw the football. But sometimes you've got to go left, and that's exactly what happened on that play. Forced to his left, still able to accurately throw it downfield for a completion.
And that is caught. Touchdown, Jacksonville. Mike Williams there to make the grab as his guys are able to regain the lead. Gold able to tack on the extra point. On those slants, everything happens so quickly. What makes it work?
The timing between the passer and the receiver. In this case, a slant route ordinarily is probably about 3 steps before you go on the slant. In this amount of time, I think it was a 2-step deal. Boom, put his foot in the ground and got inside for the pass.
Got inside for the pass, got inside for the catch and the score. They'll come out throwing here on first down. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's second down. An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. He'll drop to throw. Quick hitter here, it's complete. He'll be dropped after a gain of about 6 across the 30 to the 31. And just a small glimpse there as to why they like this rookie so much.
And that's why they lit up a little bit in our meetings with the coaching staff.
Yeah, when we talked about him, they did.
Yeah, they like his work ethic. You know, this guy's running every route well in the route tree and getting better at it all the time, really honing his game. They expect a pretty good jump out of him as things continue to move on.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. On the draw, this is Lewis. And he's got it up over the 40 to the 41. It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4. On 2nd down, it's Lewis. And he'll be taken down at the 46-yard line. A gain of 5, good enough for the first down. On first down, he'll drop to throw. Throwing the out route incomplete. It's Kelly. And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. A Miami first down, that one going for a gain of 11. So in Jacksonville territory now. Here's a 1st and 10 at the 42-yard line. Now left side, a completion to his tight end. 5 yards on the catch there, brings up 2nd down. 2nd and 5 after the 5-yard completion on first down. 2nd and 5. Completes it to the tight end, Smythe. His 2nd catch of this wild card game, and it goes for a first down. This quarterback now 11 of 15 through the air. Here's 1st and 10. They'll look to throw here. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up 2nd down. Line of scrimmage, the 31 as they line up 2nd and 10. Now Lewis. And he's swallowed up right near the line of scrimmage. Nice job there defensively to clamp down because really they've been on their heels this drive.
Agreed, and they really needed that one for confidence, just to feel a little bit better. But I don't know if I would be daunted by them stopping me on one run. This drive has gone pretty well. I could come right back at them.
A Miami first down, that one going for a gain of 11. 2 minutes to play here in this first half of the NFL playoffs. Coming up at the half, we remind you that we're going to do what we've done all year. We'll get you down to Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. Coach will have the lowdown of what's going on here in this wild card weekend as we begin the road to the upcoming Super Bowl. And he gets it inside the 10 to the 9. 11 yards there, just like last play. So it's 1st and goal and a great opportunity to get that lead back before the break. Throwing middle, and it's complete. Down at the 2. Broke through first contact, but ultimately stopped shy of the goal line. A gain of 7 that time. 2nd goal. They'll run for it with Dion Lewis. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. Now the Dolphins going to burn the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with exactly a minute to go before halftime. This has been a long drive. You got to figure a field goal would be a letdown. Can they convert now on 3rd and goal? He'll look to throw. The quick slant caught. And he will take it in for a Dolphins touchdown. From 6 yards away, as his guys have now moved out in front.
And while that touchdown does not give them an insurmountable lead, it's still a lead, and that always feels good to a team.
They'd love to take that into the lockers, but a little time left on that clock, so some work to do.
I like that. I like how you're guarding against a letdown there.
Already looking forward.
Coaching them up from right up here in the booth.
This is taken at the 3. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here at the 30-yard line. There again is the running back as he trots onto the field. He's been good. They've utilized him well, but they're losing here in the second quarter. What might they change offensively?
I think they would.
And this will be caught at the 30. And he gets all the way down to the 30-yard line. Back to throw. Long. And that one falls incomplete. Try to dump it underneath. Now second down. Well, the incompletion, yes, but maybe here not the worst thing in the world?
No, not on 1st and 10. It actually gives them a chance to regroup, relax just a little bit. They huddle up, talk it over. Then they get a chance to continue their drive.
Another throw on second down, and this one incomplete as well. So now 3rd and 10, a big play to start the drive, but nothing since. Here's Long. From the gun, he'll throw. And this time he's got the hook up. It's complete. The Jaguars going to go ahead and use their first timeout as they'll stop it with 14 seconds to go in this first half.
1st and 10 at the 12-yard line. Ready, time to end it. Push him back. Push him back.
On 1st down, Perry. And he'll get this one down to about the 10-yard line. Now a timeout signaled for, and they'll get it with 10 seconds to go before halftime.
It's 2nd and 10 at the 10-yard line.
On 2nd down now, it's Perry. And he'll be brought down this time at the 5-yard line. And offensively, they'll take the timeout with 6 seconds left in the second quarter. So on 3rd down, the field goal unit will come out as they'll try to get 3 before half. This is a fairly straightforward 22-yard short attempt. So they're able to make things level just before half and also leave very, very little time on the clock.
And I love the way that you phrased that. Brought a little soccer into it, and that's really apropos considering they just kicked a field goal to tie things up.
So we're at halftime of this AFC wildcard matchup as we now go downstate to Orlando and check in with Jonathan Coachman with our EA Sports Halftime Report.
All right, guys, thanks very much. The playoffs are underway. The first of 4 games this weekend. We'll get back out to you guys in just a moment. But first, let's remind everybody what's coming up tomorrow in the AFC. We've got the 3-6 game, as it'll be the Baltimore Ravens doing battle with the New England Patriots. Meanwhile, it's been as tight as we expected our game to be, all even at the half. Who will go on to the divisional round? We'll find out as we send it back out to Brandon and Charles.
Both teams try to avoid being one and done in these playoffs as we start the second half of this AFC wildcard game. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And in hindsight, probably should have stayed where he was as he'll only get back to the 16-yard line. Out come the Jaguars now as they'll go on offense first here in this 3rd quarter. First half showed us some pretty good offense. Tie game, we'll see what the second half brings.
And it'll be interesting because I think both sides feel pretty good about what their offenses are doing. Got to wonder what adjustments are being made defensively to try and get a spark and maybe slow down the other side.
But here, do you change up anything on this opening drive?
Not offensively, you don't. You got everything going your way. You've probably prepared for maybe some change-ups you might expect, but overall, you like what your game plan's showing you. First play of the drive, excellent run, just sets up wash, rinse, repeat. Another first down.
The big play has them all the way out near midfield for a 1st and 10. Looking to throw. Long. And it's a short one here, complete to the tight end. A good pickup there. 8 yards on the first down completion.
So much goes into a successful play, doesn't it? How about that play action there, freezing the defense just enough to bring the tight end free downfield for the completion.
Facing a 2nd and 2 after that last catch, good for 8 yards.
All day, every day.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he gets this inside the 35-yard line. 10 yards there, good enough for a Jags first down.
Would you say this offense is locked in right now?
They're having no trouble on this drive. What is it, 3 plays, 3 first downs?
Yeah, you talk about on the march. They keep this up, they'll get to that end zone real fast.
And he coughed it up. And this is picked up by the Dolphins. And they will take over at the 26-yard line.
No, possession's over. Possession's over. Here we go. 44. Here we go, here we go. Sit hot.
They'll start things on first down with Dion Lewis. And he will lose yardage here back at the 23-yard line. That's going to wind up a loss of a full 3 yards on first down. Now, they struggled to get him rolling on the ground in the first half, and that's sort of continuing here in the third quarter.
Yeah, but I don't think it's time to abandon the running game. I would say keep feeding the horse, and I believe he'll eventually reward them, especially as we get deeper in the game.
A 3-yard loss to start the drive. They'll look to make that up and then some on 2nd and 13. Here's a throw out wide, complete to his running back right side. And this will go as a gain of 7 as he gets it to the 30-yard line. They get 7 there on the screen. It'll set up a third down. On third down, he'll drop to throw. Sets up the screen to Lewis. And they'll get him down about 3 yards short of the first.
They dialed up the screen pass on third down, and for a second it looked like it was all going to come together, and they had a chance to pick up a first down, but the defense got there and finished it off.
Good work, boys. Let's go. Let's go.
Out comes the Jacksonville offense as they get set to take over here. And they got across the 50 last time but fumbled and turned it over, so they'll be looking to have a short-term memory here, Mr. Davis.
Not only a short-term memory, but a whole lot better ball security. Because if they take care of the ball, continue to move it, their chances of scoring some points, they've got to feel pretty good about. They thought they had things moving in the right direction last time. Fumbles, they don't just affect you on offense, they affect your overall team because now your defense has to make that stand up.
And he'll be taken down at the 20 after a gain of just 1. Now long to throw on third down. Going right side here, and that's complete. And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35.
Here we go. Here we go. Here we go.
Did you see that route the way that I did? I thought he was trying to get deep.
Yeah, that wasn't the first option.
No, it came off of that guy, the deep guy, and came underneath on the drag, completed it very well.
They go play action here on first down. He's got his man on the crossing route. And out of bounds on the other side of midfield at the 45. A Jacksonville first down on a pickup of 17. So now 1st and 10 as they've crossed into Miami territory at the 45-yard line. A throw on the quick slant going to be complete. And they're able to work this to the 25 before it's all said and done. That one good for 20 on the catch and run.
Well, coaches always talk about finding balance on offense. I don't think you can get much more balance than this. Big-time run, big-time pass.
A 1-2 combination. Looked pretty good.
How about that? Let's see if they can continue to take that kind of a punch, though.
It's a short one here, complete to his tight end. No gain there on the completion. 2nd and 10.
Well, that was a simple throw and catch, but even with that completion, 0 yards gained, so they're behind schedule on down and distance.
I think they were hoping to get it to him. He could make a man or two miss, but that window closed quickly. Throwing again on 2nd down, but this time it's incomplete.
And now offensively it's 3rd and 10, and I'm just thinking to myself, actors always say, what's my motivation before a big scene? Right now the play caller's thinking, what have I done before that's worked well that I can go to right now?
Yeah, because they were pretty successful in the first half scoring points. Haven't done anything so far here in the second half. That one good for a gain of 13 for Jacksonville and a first down. And he'll get this one down to about the 10-yard line. 3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be second down. Here's a 2nd and 7. Steps away to his left. And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. He was trying to keep his eyes downfield. Nobody came open.
He's trying to do everything that he had been taught, right? Every bit of the technique. But if no one's open, there is no technique except make sure you hold on to the ball as you go to the ground when you're getting sacked.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Eluding the pressure right. And probably the wise decision there. No one open. He just throws it away. And that keeps the field goal on the table as it's 4th down.
I think that was a good job there defensively. They did allow them to drive all the way downfield, but once they got their backs to the goal line, they really turned up the pressure.
Yeah, they let them get all the way down here. Now the field shrinks. They've struggled to convert, and that last incompletion brings up 4th. The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. And a tight game after punting last time. See if they can get something going on this drive.
As they head to the field now, with the game this close, you've got to feel there's a sense of urgency for them going on offense right now. But they have to do it without letting panic creep in and affect their play.
2nd and 9 now. He's going to loft it deep right sideline. And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there trying to take a shot, but it's 3rd down. Fair to say the secondary play, whichever side you're on, hasn't really been a glowing exhibition so far, but a nice job there to prevent a long completion.
I agree with you, but at some point, someone had to make a play and try.
And that's caught inside the 35. And he makes it all the way down to the 31. A big play there for the Dolphins. 43 yards. So the big play changes the complexion of things. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the 30. That's caught by Kelly. 18 big yards on that one, and a Miami first.
There's so many things to watch for when you play defense, and reading your keys, you always hear about that, and having your eyes in the right place. Sometimes your eyes can fool you. How about that play action there? And it sprang the big guy, didn't it?
Able to dump it over the top to him. Oh, and Lewis lost the football. And did the Jaguars come up with it? They did. And at this stage in the game, sure, you wanted the touchdown. You're already in the red zone, but, boy, you squandered a chance to at least get the field goal there, so no points out of this, and we stay tied.
Very disappointed team. No one more disappointed than the kicker who thought he had a chance to be the hero of the day. All they had to do was trot him out on the field. They didn't even give him the opportunity.
Right back to him on 1st down. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be 2nd down. To throw is long. To throw on 2nd down. And this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's 3rd down. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Back to throw. Long. It got his man. Complete. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield.
I know we love our jobs, and pretty much any play we see, we're pretty, excited about. But big plays, let's face it, that's what we absolutely live for. How about that one?
That was great, and what our camera missed was the fist pump from the sideline after that catch. They're fired out. That's a big game. 5 yards on the catch there, brings up 2nd down. Now a give, right side. Perry.
Well, they're unable to convert that into much, but it's never a bad idea to try to get the ball into a tight end of his caliber's hands and see what kind of disruption he can cause.
Long on 1st and 10. Dancing to his left. And out of bounds right around the 20. He'll wind up getting right about 4 there on the scramble, and it's second down.
It's now 2nd and 6. No.
On second down, it's Perry. Powering his way forward. A solid pickup of 12 yards, and now they're knocking on the door.
For a lot of guys playing this game, there's no better feeling than running right through a tackle. He's able to lower his center of gravity and turn his legs for a really nice pickup.
I got you, son.
One quarter remains for the right to survive round 1 here in the AFC. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Looking to throw. Long. And they're going to get him. They bring him down to the sack back at the 16-yard line. Damon Harrison busting through to get him for a loss of 6. First down, a bit of a disaster, and now on 2nd and goal, back even further. Escaping the pressure right. And he will get this into the end zone for a Jaguar touchdown. A 15-yard touchdown grab. And they are able to break the tie and move out in front here in this 4th quarter.
Brandon, what we just saw there were 2 guys who were in sync. The person delivering the ball, but especially the person running the route. Tremendous job. It results in a terrific play.
Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. And they'll be looking to atone for last time's mistake of fumbling inside the red zone. Certainly they don't want to do that again.
And so much emphasis placed on red zone offense. I mean, you have periods devoted in practice just for that because everyone knows how vital it is to put points on the board when you've entered that part of the field. And to come away with nothing, that's difficult for a team to handle.
And difficult, and now we'll see if they can make it less difficult on themselves on this drive. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. That one good for 13 and a Dolphin first down. The drive continues as they search for a tying touchdown. Here's 1st and 10. Off the play fake, he'll look to throw. And nearly picked off there, and it would have been a great time for their first pick. Instead, it's 2nd down. So 2nd down, still 10 yards to go. Ball on the 43. He'll look to throw. And he comes back with one complete. And they'll get 9. There as that sets them up better for 3rd down. The Dolphins on 3rd down, 5 out of 9 thus far. They need just a yard here. It's 3rd and 1. The play action fake. They'll look to throw. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Nick Bosa drops him for a loss of 10, and it's going to be 4th and long. And Charles, they only needed a yard there. They try to pass the football. What do you think?
Well, I can't really go all out and kill them for the call because that 3rd and 1 fake and throw it over the top.
And all deep in his own territory, he coughs up the football. And this is picked up by the Dolphins. And they will finally get him, but not until he's all the way down inside the 15-yard line.
What we got?
They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. He's taken down at the 7 after a gain of 7.
Now that's staying ahead of the chains. Really good pickup on 1st down, hitting the tight end there. Now it brings up the 2nd and manageable.
Just found a hole in that zone. And he'll be stopped up after only a couple of yards as he gets it down to the 5.
That's it, baby.
The Dolphins on 3rd down. They've hit on half of them, 5 for 10. They're up against a 3rd and 1 situation. They'll set up to throw. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete.
Boy, you will not see a quarterback of his caliber miss on one like that very often. I mean, there it is, wide open, got the shot, and he misfires.
We talk about, boy, he'll want that one back all the time. And he fires one that's intercepted. Snags it for the pick. And he will bring it out past the 20-yard line. They'll run on first down. Perry. And I think this defense knew what was coming as he is smothered behind the line. It's a loss of a yard there, and it's second down. After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11. 2nd and 11. They'll try and set up the screen. It's complete. And he will lose yardage here back at the 23-yard line. It'll be a loss of 1, and that'll bring up a 3rd and 11 situation. The last completion actually lost a yard, so now they'll need to convert on 3rd down. He's going to fire this thing deep right sideline, and that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up 4th down. Critical play in this football game, because if they pick up the first there, that clock keeps rolling.
Has to be a little frustrating for them because they know that they pick up a first down there and continue to eat away at the clock, really increases their chances of closing this one out. Now they're likely going to have to give the football up and sweat it out on the sideline.
Here he is, the man taking the snaps under center, heading out for the next possession. And the interception that ended their previous drive, that might be one we look back on. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Quentin Williams gets him for a loss of 8. What great push up front. Got to imagine the pass rush will be equally intense here on 2nd down following the sack. It's 2nd and 18. Back to throw here. Throwing left side, it's complete. It'll be a pickup of 15 as that'll lead to 3rd down. They'll drop the throw. Complete to Kelly. And boy, he is very close to a first down, but from where they're spotting that football, he's going to be a foot or so short.
Well, it wasn't a big strike, but that completion put them in really great range. What do we have now, 4th and inches?
Yeah, it's not more than a half a foot.
You know what I would do here?
You would always go for it.
I'm one of those guys.
51 yards on the punt there. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. And out now comes Jacksonville as they get ready to go. Now, the previous drive they punted, but that was just the first time they've had to do so in this game.
And when they turn on the game film, the coaches will rant about this, right? They'll say, oh, God, we got to move the ball, guys. We can't punt the ball away. But they have to keep smiles off their faces because that's the first time in the game they've had to do so. They've moved it quite well. They'll overall be happy with what they've seen.
From up near the 40 now after the big play to start, here's another 1st and 10. Back to throw. Long. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. And on that one, the protection just broke down.
You've got to have that leverage, don't you? We always talk about low man wins in the running game for an offensive lineman versus a defensive lineman. It's essentially the same thing in pass protection. Get lower than that defensive lineman so that you can keep your balance and keep him away from your guy trying to throw the football.
Possibly a turning point. Big play coming. This is 3rd and long. Long now. Operating from the gun. Being chased out left. Now he's going to let it go deep. Back over the middle. And it's intercepted at the goal line. Read it well, and it's picked. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
I think that interception happened for 2 reasons. Quarterback gets outside the pocket and panics a little bit, and receiver doesn't make sure he's absolutely in an open spot. So there's a guy looking, took the ball for
it. So don't wave your arms, right, as a receiver if you're not wide open.
Got to know that you're open. Otherwise, just don't do it.
It'll wind up being a loss of 2, and it'll be 2nd and 12. So the opening play of the drive goes backwards. Now they'll come up on 2nd and 12. Here we go on 2nd and 12. Will be incomplete. Tried to dial up the long one way out there, but it'll be 3rd down. Facing the prospect of a punt from their own end zone, they need some cushion. Let's see what they can do on third down. Back to throw. And he's got his favorite target yet again. It's complete.
Holding offense.
So instead of giving them another third down, they'll decline it, brings up 4.
Now that's smart football right there. You don't even have to really spend a lot of time considering it. Just know that you're probably going to get the ball back. Good job declining that penalty.
And he's going to go down. He backed up into the end zone, and this is going to wind up a safety. So that a double whammy. Not only do you have to give away the football, but the 2 points, that means this is now a 2-score game.
Yeah, and that's tough to deal with, isn't it? This little time.
Now the ball comes loose, and this is picked up by the Dolphins. And this is brought all the way back. A fumble recovery and taken to the house for a Miami touchdown. Elliott on for the extra point. So they get the score, partner. Game's not over, but they still need some help here.
Agreed, they definitely need some help, but they took care of the first part by scoring themselves.
The scoop and score, always an exciting play in football, and we witnessed it there, grabbing it off the ground and then rumbling it into the end zone for 6. This one taken from the 7. And a nice job there as he gets this one up just shy of the 35-yard line at the 34. Now whistles, and we've got a man down. A man down here following the kickoff. Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. And the safety gave them the lead. Now they look to build on that lead.
How about what they put together for their team? Scoring points on the defensive side of the ball. Now they flip it over to the offense and say, take it and go with it. Let's extend this lead, guys.
Yeah, one feeds off the other, doesn't it?
It really does. You can see those guys coming together. You can almost see the excitement of the bench. It's almost palpable what they're getting done.
So it's Jaguar football here as we welcome you back. They've got a second down now as they search for a way to get this one to the finish line. Now Perry. And now right out of the 2-minute break, we'll get a timeout used defensively with 1:56 to go. Now this is a big third down, and you'd have to think we'd see a timeout right away if they can't stop him here. Now a give right side. It's Perry, and he won't be close to a first down as he runs into a wall right around the line of scrimmage. Here's Johnny Hacker now as he'll kick it away for the second time. He steps into this one, and this is a rocket. And that'll hit in the end zone. Much too much leg there. That'll be a touchback. The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. And last time they surrendered the safety, we know they don't want to do that again.
That is just one of those oddities in scoring that we get. And it's just so strange to see that go up on the board. And then you got to make sure that that doesn't happen to your team again. They've got to take care of the ball.
But boy, it juices up the defense.
Oh, without a doubt. That's a great way to score some points.
Now this one complete on the slant route. And he'll get this from the 25 to the 30 for a pickup of 5. They'll look to throw.
At this stage, you've got to hustle, got to get back to the line of scrimmage because you're saving that timeout to make sure you have a chance to get your kicker out there for the big shot.
First down now, but the clock continues to move. Back to throw. He'll get this one into the hands of Lewis. And he'll be out of bounds after getting this one across the 40. 4 yards on that last completion, so that sets up 2nd and 6. He's back to throw. And now look at this. Big gain, but a fumble. And the Jags grab it. And they are going to set up shop at the 40-yard line. The Jacksonville offense set to begin their next drive. And this one all over but the Shouting, you might say. Well, there's one timeout remaining defensively, but probably no real need to use it here.
Yeah, the only time they would use it, strictly for pride.
Now the Dolphins will use the last of their timeouts as they'll stop him with a little over 30 ticks to go in the football game.
52 to Mike. Focus, defense, focus.
And they'll indeed take a knee. And that knee will do it. Can't stop the clock defensively, so they protected their home field, got the victory in the wild card round.
And rewarded their home crowd. They came out in force for this one, really supported them throughout the year, and boy, they were something special in this one. And maybe it's their last home game, and if so, they sent them out with a great visual, didn't they?
Here's Johnny Hacker now as he's on to punt for Jacksonville. Getting into the playoffs is one thing. Now they get to move on. Just 8 teams left.
The dream stays alive. Everyone's gunning for the Super Bowl. That's the ultimate. But you have to get there in incremental steps. One win today gets them one step closer.
So that's a wrap for Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gunn. And this has been a presentation of the NFL on EA Sports. For more, check us out at easports.com. The Jaguars are winners here as we say so long from Jacksonville.